You can't talk about what you don't heal. You can't talk about what you don't heal.
Mm.
A lot of you get on, you're worrying about getting on stage, but what you don't see spiritually is you're bleeding on people. You're like a part-time surgeon. You feel what I'm saying? Like you open people, but you don't want to close them.
Want to close them.
Right? Whenever a surgeon got to go do something, they don't just leave you on the table open. No, they do what they need to do, remove what they need to do, and then they heal you back up. What most speakers do, bro, they just hear stages, they hear lights, they hear audience, and they want to jump on it, and they tell this whole story, and now everybody's wounded. Everybody's hurt. Remember, spirits transfer.
Right? Transfer.
You have not healed those things. You're speaking those things into other people's lives. Remember, our words speak life or death. Period.
I want to welcome all of you to the Legacy Inspired Podcast, where this podcast is aiming for new and aspiring entrepreneurs who are working a 9-to-5 that are trying to transition into this God idea that God has placed on the inside of you. And you're trying to figure out how to monetize it, how to put it together. Well, this podcast is specifically for you. And the reason behind that is because I'm in the same boat that you are. I currently work a 9-to-5. And so building this podcast specifically with people that are like-minded, just like myself. And I am excited. I'm excited for this interview. This is going to be fire. If you are a motivational speaker, a budding motivational speaker, and you're trying to get your motivational speaking business off of the ground, this episode is for you. And today we got a heavy hitter. And I'm not even going to do it any justice and introducing this gentleman in whom I have a tremendous amount of respect for. I want him to introduce himself. And so without further ado, I'm going to just bring him on. Boom. That's you, Doc.
Hey.
He's here.
Baby.
He's here. Hey, hold on to your seatbelts. It's getting ready to rock in here, man. We're getting ready to rock it, man.
Big
so,
fan.
William Winfield,
how you feeling?
AKA Preach Will.
Yes, sir.
That's what they call him. That's what they call him. Doc, go ahead and introduce yourself. However you want to introduce yourself, man. Let the people know who you are.
Definitely, man. Well, I definitely wanted to say thank you for, allowing me to be able to be on your platform and just to add value to your community, to your listeners, and just to be here and just to really fellowship and, just really crack the code and help people to get to that next dimension, right? Not a level, I want you to get to another dimension, right? And so for those who do not know me, my name is William Winfield. I am the owner of Preach Will, William Winfield LLC, where we help speakers, 9-to-5 speakers, aspiring speakers, seasoned speakers, package their message, right? Craft the message, and then automate the process to create generational wealth leaving through their story, right? And then outside of that, of course, we have a marketing agency as well. We just in a lot of different other things. And so, I'm just grateful to be here. And most importantly, the greatest title for me is just being a father and the son of the Most High God. So, yeah,
yes,
man.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Will, man, I appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know it was kind of crazy trying to get connected, but hey, man, we're here. And I'm glad that we have you on. And I'm not going to take too much of your time, man. We're going to get it in. We're going to get it in.
Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm very interested in people's stories. And I want to know not where you are right now. That's very important.
Yeah.
But what was Will like before the Preach Will? what was that? What was that genesis like? I want to. What was the? I want to go into the trenches when you wasn't speaking, when you were trying to figure it out. Yeah. What was that like?
Yeah, man, that's a good question, Randy. I think I'll start here. So I just want you to imagine that you're taking care of your mom, you're taking care of the mother of your kid, and then you got a newborn. And you go into work, and you've been at this job for 3.5 years, and you walk in. And when you walk into this complex in Franklin, Massachusetts, you say to yourself, man, like today's going to be a great day. Nothing can stop me. Nothing can take my joy. And as I walk into this facility, everything is good, but I feel a little bit off. I don't know what it is. It's just something in my spirit that's saying that something is off. I don't know what's
Right.
going to happen, right? It's kind of like deja vu, right? So I remember, man, walking down and doing my, normal runs, focusing on the refrigerators, making sure everything is on point because it was a recycling company. Where we packaged foam, we packaged plastic, we packaged metal, we did all these different types of things. And so I found myself with the PDA scanner and I'm scanning refrigerators, R12s, 134As, and I'm in there, right? Heavy, boom. And so my floor manager comes in and he says, Willie. I said, yes, Ramon. He said, Phil needs to see you in the office. I said, okay, bet, cool. I ain't worrying about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he just wants me to go on a run with somebody. I don't know, right? So literally the moment that he says that, I hear, do you love me? Shook it off, right? Kept walking. Again, do you love me? Shook it off. As soon as I put my hand on the door to turn the knob, do you love me? I don't know what this is, man. I don't know where it's coming from. It's probably me telling me, do you love me? Right.
Right.
Because of course, I've had a relationship with God, but I really didn't have a relationship with God, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Right.
Yes, sir.
And so I remember turning that door and walking in and bust that right. And I see my manager, Phil. And Phil turns around in his chair, similar to the chair that I have right now. And he literally goes, hey, Will, how you doing? I said, man, I'm doing good. Phil, how you doing? Everything good? He said, yeah, man, everything's good, man. But unfortunately, we have some bad news. I said, well, tell me the bad news. I know I ain't got nothing to worry about. He literally said to me, he said, well, the company's going through a financial distress. And we're going to have to let some people go. And because you're at the bottom of the totem pole from when you got hired, we have to let you go. Man, when I tell you, man, I got back in that 2003 Nissan Maxima, drove all the way from Franklin, Massachusetts,
Yes, sir.
Rhode Island, with tears in my eyes. I'm
Man.
like, this is crazy. Like, God, like, we have that saying, like, God, why me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did I do wrong? You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I did a lot. You see what I'm saying? And so I remember walking to that house over there on Moy Street, and I walk in, and my mom sitting on the couch watching the TV that I just got from Rent-A-Center.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Had that hanged up and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, this TV got to go back. So I sit down on the couch. I start just crying. My mom was like, baby, what's wrong? I said, ma'am, I lost my job. She said, you lost what? I said, I lost my job. We about to be homeless. She said, no, you're about to be homeless, not me. I said, well, what you mean? Like, you got money all of a sudden? Like, that's why you here. I'm supposed to be making sure you good and stuff. She said, no. I got options. I can go stay with my friend. So I'm gonna go stay with my friend Teresa. And that's what she ended up doing. And then the mother of my kids ended up going to stay with her mom. And then I became homeless and I had to sleep in that 2003 Nissan Maxima. And one particular day, I had to pick up this phone, and it literally, man, like as a man, we become so prideful, right?
Yep.
So I was so prideful, man. And I remember picking up this phone and calling my brother Gilbert. And I said, Gil, man, I've called everybody, that I, rocked with, and I just need help right now. He said, well, what do you need, bro? I said, I need a place to stay, man. I've been sleeping in my car and eating Little Caesars out of here, like everything. Like, I need help. He said, well, let me talk to my mom. Let me see if it's cool. You know what I'm saying? So he talked to his mom. Long story short, I'm able to stay at his crib with him and his mom, to get on my feet for 6 months rent free. Now, here's the thing that changed, right? Although I lost my job, I was still doing dumb stuff like going to house parties, going to party, drinking, smoking, doing all these crazy things, right? So I remember we walking down the street one particular Friday night to go to this house party. We go into this house party. A car pulls up. Now, literally, I don't know if anybody's listening to this ever had an out-of-body experience, but I'm about to tell you my out-of-body experience because
talk about it.
Crazy, right? And this is where my life changed for the better. So the car pulls up. There's 4 people, right? 2 in the front, 2 in the back. The one in the front was looking at me, and then the 2 in the back, we already had the gun cocked and loaded.
Wow.
Right? So we're wearing red. I put 2 and 2 together. They got blue on. I ain't in no gang, bro. I'm just trying to go to a house party and have fun.
Crips and Bloods, that.
You know what I'm saying? Crips and Bloods. I'm about to be Crips and dead. You know?
Right.
Like, that's what it was. And so, man, I remember, like, it's like my spirit gone. And I'm watching everything that's taking place. The 2 people from the back get out the car. My boys run. He shoots 1 in the leg. I'm running through this back alleyway, and then there's this wooden fence, and I try to hop it, and the whole fence falls. And they
Wow.
literally look over me, and they just hit me. Boom, 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 boom. As soon as I got that, as soon as I said, "No, Lord," my spirit came back. Boom. The car took off. The car took off, and the car came back down, speeding that whole night. I felt death, bro. My dumb self, I still go to the house party. You feel me? I'm still going to the house party. I don't care about nothing that's going on. But when I'm at this house party, I don't feel right. There's
Wow.
something that does not feel right, right? They say, hey, you want to smoke? No. Girls trying to come up, you want to dance? No. Hey, bro, you want to drink? No. My boy Gil's like, bro, this ain't like you. Like, what's good? Like, you straight? I'm like, nah, we need to go home. I feel like I'm going to die. He like, all right, man. Well, shoot, let's go. So we walking back home. I feel death. I feel death. Soon as he opens up that door, I run up the stairs. It's about like 1:00 in the morning. I run up the stairs, bust the left, go into the room where there was an air mattress, and just literally an air mattress and a box TV and a dresser. That's all I had in this room. And bro, when I tell you, I got on my knees and I said, God, if you take this feeling away from me, I'll serve you for the rest of my life.
How old were you at that time?
Yeah, I had to be like 22. 22,
Wow.
21. Yeah, young, bro. And I remember I told God that. And literally, man, this is how God worked. God's strategic. So I know my mom was going to church. That morning, my mom called me, baby, you want to go to church? I said, sign me up. Yes. I'm
Right,
good.
right.
Pants, black and white cardigans, walk down the stairs, go to church with my mom. Now, catch this. We go into church. I'm sitting in the back. I feel unworthy to be sitting in the front or even near anybody. I feel like I'm a mess, right?
Wow.
The lady's worshiping. Boom, 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 worshiping. She stops mid-worship. She says, you back there with the black and white cardigan. I'm looking like, who? It can't be me. Like, I'm looking
Right.
like, you, bro? Like, she's like, no, you with the black and white cardigan. Come up here. My mom crying because my mom's biggest prayer was for me to give my life to God and be saved, right?
Wow.
So she's walking up there crying. I'm walking up there. Like the closer I get to the altar, it's like the more it got amplified. Like things just started just dropping off of me, bro.
Are you the only child?
Yes, on my
Oh
mom's side.
wow.
Yeah, on my mom's side. Yeah, right. So I get up there and the lady goes, "You, I want to tell you two things the Lord is telling me. Number one, your home is forever the kingdom of heaven, and your name will be known throughout the world.
Mm,
And all you have to do is surrender and give your life to God right now." And when I
Lord.
tell you, I did that, my life changed for the better, bro. So,
Wow.
yeah, man. In a nutshell, man, that's pretty much, the dark side and things of that
So
nature.
you were 20 at that time, and how old are you now?
I'm 36. I mean, not
Thir-
36, man, my bad. I'm 32.
32.
Yeah,
Okay, so that wasn't that long ago.
no.
That wasn't that long ago. So what's there any struggle in accepting the Lord's call on your life at that time?
Nah.
You
Mm-mm.
just you just you just went straight in.
I went straight in with it, bro. Never looked back since.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. And so how did you find because I believe God has given everybody a God idea.
facts.
And so I'm very heavy on the course creation space and things of that nature.
Yeah.
In the very near future, for those of you that are listening, I'm going to be helping other people that got that God idea that want to create an online course
Mm,
and things of that nature, because that's going to skyrocket. So I'm not going to go too much onto that,
mm.
but I believe everybody has this God idea. God has blessed you with this idea,
Yep.
and you're trying to figure out how to monetize it, how to make it work. When did God give you that God idea that this is what you're going to be doing?
Yeah, when I talked to a homeless man out of committing suicide at a homeless shelter. When I worked,
Wow.
yeah,
And when was this? You were 20 then. You were 20 when you went fledged in.
yeah. So about like 22, 23.
So this was like 3 years later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Gotcha. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that.
So man, yeah, man. I remember, I was looking for a job and couldn't find a job, and I really wanted to do meaningful work. I really wanted to make impact, and because I was homeless, it's just funny because in those times as well, with my boys, I would make fun of homeless people. So it's funny how
Mm,
God puts things full circle.
right.
Mm,
Right.
And so God was like, okay, the very thing that you made fun of is going to be the very thing that you made fun of is going to be the thing that I use to amplify your gift, right? And so I'm there, in a normal shift, and my boy Jerome goes, man, yo, man, this dude down here acting crazy, man. He
Right.
said, man, like, Will, I need you to go talk to him. And the reason why Jerome was like that with me because I had a heart for the homeless people. I didn't
Right.
care what
Right.
you smelled like. I didn't care what your background was. I don't care what you was dealing with.
Right. Right.
When
Right.
staff members, they would be on stage. I'll be off stage. I'm fellowshipping. I'm rocking with them. I'm trying to hear their story, all this stuff, right? And so, I walked down there. I said, yo, what's going on, man? Leave me alone. I don't want to listen to me. Don't talk to me. Leave me. I said, well, what's going on? You all right? Nah, people keep robbing me. They keep promising me housing, food stamps, all these things. I just feel like dying. I feel like life's not worth living. As soon as he said that, I said, listen to me. That's all I said. I said, your life's worth it. That's all I said.
That's all you said.
That's all I said to him. And so, because of protocol, we have to take them downstairs, of course, and wait for the ambulance so the ambulance can.
Right. 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 Right.
So, long story short, with that, brother, the next day he comes back. 3 days later he comes back. I'm coming into work. I'm clocking in for my shift.
Where were you working at this time?
Homeless shelter.
Homeless shelter. Okay, got you.
Yep. So my boy Jerome goes, hey, Will. I said, oh, Lord, what's going on, Jerome? He said, Anthony's here. I said, oh, heck no. I said, what do you mean? He here? He like, yeah, but he want to talk to you. I said, all right, well, let me go put my lunch box up. Let me go clock in, and then let me go down there and talk to him. And at this point, nobody is in the shelter because a lot of the volunteers was able to stay before we opened.
Right.
So I walked down the steps, and he goes, Will. I said, oh, what's up, man? He said, man, listen to me. Because of you, I just want to let you understand. I want you to understand, because of you, I didn't take my life, and everything is going so great. Thank you for that. He hugged me, embraced me with one of the craziest hugs I've ever felt in my life, bro. It was like, he hugged me, but he hugged my spirit. You feel me? And right there, from there, I was like, yo, my words got power. I said, man, like if I can talk somebody out of doing that at that level, I said my words got power. And so that's where everything was birthed, man. Homeless shelter.
At the homeless shelter.
Homeless shelter, man.
Wow. Wow. And so here you are now.
Yeah.
When did you find out that your story was significant enough for people to listen to it?
Yeah, I love it, Randy. So I knew it was significant, one, when I talked him out of committing suicide, but two, when I was presented the same opportunity without knowing the opportunity because I worked at a drug rehab facility as well. And my first presentation was in front of 40 grown men. 40 grown men, bro. And I remember I gave the presentation and I didn't even know that there was 2 clients that wanted to leave.
Were you nervous?
Oh, heck yeah. Palm sweaty. I'm like, what am I going to tell grown men about life?
Right.
So I just went in for 45 minutes, bro, just locked and loaded. There was 2 guys in the back.
So it's 40 men and you and for you said how many minutes?
45 minutes.
45 minutes.
Yep. So 45-minute speech just went in, bro. Whatever the Lord downloaded, I went in with it. And the 2 guys, they was about to leave the program in OD. So by the time I got done with my speech, Vanessa, who was a counselor at the facility, she said, William. I said, oh, Lord, am I in trouble? She said, no, you're not in trouble. She said, I want to show you this. This is this person's homework. And every single day they have to write homework to me. So when I read it in the morning, I can see where they're at.
Right.
They put in their homework that they was about to leave in OD, and because they didn't want to live no more. They said your message, whatever you said, your message, they want to complete the program. Now catch this, right? Because this is why I say there's a difference between empowerment and motivation. Motivation would have wore it off and they would have left. Empowerment says, hey, they're still clean. They got their kids, they got their job, and they got their grandbabies back. To this day.
So Will, tell me about this. I want you to dig deep because we hear this word and it's a very fancy word.
Yeah.
It's a very trendy word, motivational. Motivation. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a traveling motivational speaker. So what is the difference between a motivational speaker and a empowerment speaker?
Yeah.
What is that difference?
Yeah. So I want you to see motivation as a temporary high. So
Motivational
it's a temporary high.
is a temporary high.
That's it.
Gotcha.
As soon as life come hit you, all that's gone.
Gotcha.
As soon as life come hit you, you going like it's like you get high and then somebody ruin your high. That's what motivation do. It's only good to serve for that purpose and time, right? But empowerment says no matter what hits me, I'm still gonna have that perseverance to keep moving. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
That's the difference. One does not care about what's happening in life. They're going to continue to move forward. The other one says, I'm only going to move forward based on something that motivates me to move forward. And so, in other words, one has an inward motive that says, I'm ready regardless of what hits me. I don't care if I'm getting no sale. I don't care if nobody books me. I don't care if nobody likes my post. Nobody comments on my post. But then motivation says, nobody liked my post. Nobody comment. I give up.
You're talking good. You're talking good.
Yeah.
You're talking good.
Yeah, fam.
So you had this moment when you spoke to 40 men for about 45 minutes.
Yes, sir.
When did the business come?
Yeah. Yep. I love it. So the business came when I literally after that speech, I was like, yo, you know what? I need to speak to kids because I do not want kids to make the same mistakes I did. I say grown-ups are grown. You know what I'm saying? Even though sometimes grown-ups are grown, but they're not grown. Y'all, you know what I'm talking about.
Right.
But I said, I definitely go empower some students. So I made a couple calls and I had people, pretty much say, okay, yeah, you can come speak to our students. And I remember going to speak to this organization called Youth Build in Rhode Island. Right. And there was about 12 students in there. And I remember I talked about the lion mentality, right? Okay. And by the time I was done, like 4 of them came to me like, yo, I thank you for that because I was about to go leave here and go shoot somebody.
Where did the lion mentality speech come from?
Yeah. So the lion mentality came from Dr. Miles Monroe.
Gotcha. Yeah. Dr. Miles Monroe, he was before his time, man.
Different, you know what I'm saying? And so pretty much it's just teaching them how to always have this inward motive to go hunt regardless of what's happening in your life, right?
Right.
Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing stop your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations. And so, bro, I'm pretty much just talking. And after, they came up to me, they're just like, yo, man, like, I was about to go leave and just go shoot somebody because a lot of them were in gangs. You see what I'm saying? And so they said, but that message, man, I needed that. And not only that, bro, my dad's not in my life. You know what I'm saying? And so when the foundation is gone, you have chaos. You see what I'm saying? So I believe that day God had me to come back and be an architect. Give them a brand new blueprint and perspective on life. And so from there, I just, recorded that, chopped that content up, put it out everywhere. People are like, yo, I need you to come speak here. I need you to come speak here. Oh, my students need this. My college students need this. And it's just God did. You feel me? Like,
right.
What he did. And so from there, I just started speaking all over, bro.
So that was the launching pad for your voice to get out there.
Yeah.
Speaking to kids.
Yep.
Now you made mention of your father being absent. And are you at liberty to talk about that? Because I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I was adopted at birth, never met my biological parents. I'm actually in the process of seeking out my biological parents.
Wow.
I've been flirting with it for years. And so I know their names. I kind of know a little bit of their background, but I know what it's like, to have a child. And you're literally living what you missed out on through your kids.
Come on.
So how did the absence of your father, how has that shaped you into who you are right now?
Yeah, it taught me what not to do. You feel me? That's the quickest way I can sum that. And here's why I say that, Randy. Because although I can blame my dad for why he was not in my life, I'm thankful for the process. And when I did my homework, because a lot of us don't do our homework. I did my homework. I said, okay, his dad was like that. And then my grandfather's dad was like that. So they didn't really embrace the responsibility. It was more so that they wanted to have fun and do what they wanted to do. And so I learned from my dad not to be a womanizer, not to be an alcoholic, right? I learned from my dad how to be present in your children's life. Why? Because it is the greatest gift that God has ever given you is a child. Why? Because that's speaking prophetically. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of the things I've learned is that, the only way to kill a king is at an infant stage.
Hold on, Will. Hold on, Will. You moving too fast. Let me adjust myself. Let me adjust my seat right here.
Yeah.
Hold on, rewind. What you just say?
Yeah, the only way to kill a king is in its infant stage.
The
Check
only way to kill a king is in its infant
infant
stage.
stage. That's it, right?
That's a
Right.
bar.
So if you look through scripture, Herod tried to kill Jesus.
Yep.
Look through scripture, right? They tried to kill Moses at a young age, right?
Yes, sir.
Quickest way to get to them, right? Pharaoh tried to kill all the firstborn,
Yes, sir.
right?
You in the
So,
book?
oh yeah.
You in
So
the book?
yeah, so it's a reason for it because prophetically, the enemy does not want that to happen because he understands if it does happen, then it's going to be more leaders that's going to make more change, and he don't like change. You see what I'm saying? And so I want you guys to understand that if you're not killed yet, then that means you're born to last. You feel me? And so for me, man, I've just learned from my dad what not to do. And I remember, man, God said something to me. I remember about 4 years ago, bro. I was traveling to Rhode Island, back to Rhode Island to do a speaking engagement, and God
Right.
said, William, I need you to arrive a day early.
Mm.
So why would I arrive a day early? Like, what am I? He said, no. Listen to what I'm telling you, son. Arrive a day early and go visit your dad for an hour. I said, but dad, you know how, I said, God, you know how I feel about my dad. Like, I'm not trying. He said, I don't care how you feel.
So this is the Lord speaking to you at this time,
With me at this time. Yeah.
telling you to go visit your dad.
Visit my dad. Yeah. Right.
How old were you at this time?
32. So 4 years ago.
So 4 years ago.
Yeah. What? Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I need you to go make it right.
So this was during the pandemic.
Pretty much. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And she said, I need you to make this right. I said, all right, well, I'm going to go. So I go, and pretty much, man, I just, knock on my dad's door. He was excited to see me, all this stuff, gave him a hug and things of that nature. I never asked him why he didn't do what he didn't do. God put me there because he didn't want me to speak into the lives of people with unforgiveness in my heart.
Talk about that. Talk about that, Will. Talk about unforgiveness, please.
Yeah. Yeah. At that moment, what I'm saying? Like, every time somebody would mention my dad, I would cringe. Anytime that somebody would say, man, like, have you talked to your dad? I'd be like, man, forget him. He didn't do nothing for me. I don't care about him. I'm not worrying about it. I don't care if he dies. I'm not worrying about him, right?
But wait, Will. You gave your life over to the Lord, though. You saved, you're sanctified.
Yeah.
You're Holy Ghost filled.
Yeah.
You know the Lord.
Yep.
What made you say that?
Yep.
You wanted your dad to die. You didn't want to see him.
I didn't care if he passed away or not. I wasn't worrying about none of that because of what he done to me, to what he's done to my mom. I wasn't worrying about that. And then a couple of times, of course, I've asked him how come he was never there, and he always tried to blame my mom. My mom did this, my mom did that. I'm like, no, you're not taking responsibility for what you need to do. But that particular day, Randy, I remember when I hugged him, everything was lifted. Now watch this. Everything around me from that moment flourished 10 times forward, bro. Everything. Yeah.
Will. So it's something about this hug thing, because you mentioned something about a hug with the homeless man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you mentioned in the beginning, I'm listening. You mentioned in the beginning, when you first realized the call of God on your life, you hugged this man and things lifted. Years later, you do the same thing and you hug your father and things lifted.
Yeah.
What is this hug thing? What is the power behind this hug?
Bro, I don't know, bro. I'm not going to hold you. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. All I did was just follow instructions.
Follow the instructions.
That's it, bro. That's all I did. And everything, clients, speaking engagements, contracts, different business opportunities just kept falling in my lap. All because I was obedient and I followed the instruction. Yeah.
I think that's so interesting that a hug changed the trajectory of not only the lives in whom you touched, but also your life.
Yeah.
And became the launching pad to where you are right now.
Big facts.
So let's take it a step further. Take it a step further. I know we're on a fast track right here, but I think we're getting a lot of value
Mm.
from your story. I
Yeah.
think we're getting a lot of good source of vitamins, if you will,
Yeah.
coming from you. And so I want you to speak towards that person that want to become a motivational speaker. Or an empowerment speaker, if you will.
Yeah.
How do you start from scratch? What is the process with that?
Yeah. Number one, you can't talk about what you don't heal.
Mm,
A lot of you get on, you're worrying about getting on stage, but what you don't see spiritually is you're bleeding on people. So you're like a part-time surgeon. You feel
mm.
like you open people, but you don't want to close them.
You open people, but don't want to close
You
them.
want to close them, right? Whenever a surgeon got to go do something, they don't just leave you on the table open. No, they do what they need to do, remove what they need to do, and then they heal you back up. What most speakers do, bro, is they just hear stages, they hear lights, they hear audience, and they want to jump on it, and they tell this whole story, and now everybody's wounded. Everybody's hurt. Remember, spirits transfer, right?
Spirit do transfer.
You have not healed those things. You're speaking those things into other people's lives. Remember, our words speak life or death. And
Yep,
a
you're in
lot
the
of people
book.
call ourselves motivational speaker, but I would say you're really death speakers because you're pouring into people. And literally, bro, Scott, you got to understand. You said something earlier about Ezekiel, right?
Yeah.
And these bones live.
Can these bones live?
Every stage that you step onto, you need to see it as a graveyard. And you,
Every hold on, say that again. You said every stage that you speak on,
yeah,
you have to look at it as a graveyard.
graveyard, period. And the reason why you got to look at it as a graveyard is because we're meant to speak life. Where see what I'm saying? No matter what the environment is. So when you step on a stage, it's no longer about I. Now it's about you and you and you and you and you. And although you're looking, you're like, man, like it seems like everybody's good. They're clapping. Listen to me, looks can be deceiving. There can be a million people clapping, and a million of them are dead in their spirit.
Mm.
You speak, you need to awaken their spirit. It was the very thing that God said in the beginning. He said, I blew breath into your nostrils, and man became a living being.
Yes, sir.
You see what I'm saying? And so you got to literally, God is always asking you when you on a stage, Will, can these dead bones live? Speak to that situation. Speak to that situation. Shift the atmosphere. Better yet, before you even get to the facility, you need to be saying live. Everything needs to be living. If it's not,
Everything needs to live.
you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You got to get to a point to where you're speaking life into everything around you, right? Most of you just want to speak, and that's not the goal. The
Mm.
goal is not for you to be an international motivational empowerment the goal for you is to win more souls.
The goal is to win the souls.
The souls. I don't care if it's an elementary school, middle school, high school, college, corporate. I don't care what nonprofit, juvenile detention, jail. I do not care. Wherever you go, you need to be speaking life. You need to always allow God to download into you to say, son, can these dead bones live?
You in Ezekiel 37 now, Doc.
That's what it is, bro. You see what I'm saying? And so we got to get to the point as speakers, like the first step is you must heal you first.
Mm.
Like I know a lot of people will probably tell you, like, yo, go grab a mic, go do this. That's bogus. Because if you're not good, nothing else around you is gonna flourish.
How do you heal yourself? You got to talk about that, man.
Got you.
How because you went through your own personal healing.
For
How
sure.
do one heal themselves?
Yep.
Or how do one allow God to heal themselves?
Yeah. So all you have to do, and let's not make this complicated, like for real, you got to be willing to admit where you struggle at. If you struggle with unforgiveness, tell God, yo, I struggle for unforgiveness, and read scriptures that's telling you to forgive.
Mm.
Right? If you're battling with depression, find things that are correlated in the Bible with depression and read all of that, and then make that your prayer. God, help me to navigate through this thing. Help me to be in a better position to understand, why do I go through this? Is this generational? Is this me? Right? Like, guide me and help me, Lord, to be able to understand these things, because the only one that can help you is God. period.
Oh, boy.
Now, God does send people, of course, to help, therapists, doctors, whatever it may be. But if you're not good, then you're not good. And if you're not good, then you can't give the best version of yourself. God cannot use the old you as you continue to be old. Like every single time God is calling you, he's calling you to step out of your comfort zone.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to. Like God couldn't use Abram to be Abraham. No, when Abram was Abram, he was Abram. But God said, I need you to step into the new. That old stuff that you know, that old information, those old ways, that's outdated. That's not going to help you at this Abraham level. And so a lot of y'all, you're trying to get an Abraham lifestyle with an Abram mentality. And that's not the way it works. You must be willing to step out the old to step into the new. I remember I watched Creed 3, and he was fighting his boy. And when he was in the corner, he said, listen to me. He said, you must forget what is behind you and step into what is new. So let go of what was and step into what is now.
Will, I see what it's saying. Preach, Will. Come on, Doc. Come on, you in there.
You feel me, bro? And that's what it is. Like a lot of you keep trying to use old techniques to win new battles. That's not how this works. The more God calls you, that means you got to step out of the old you. God can only use the old you for a certain season, but where he's calling you, he needs you to do more. He's demanding more from you. Why? Because your life on earth is so limited. It's so short. You don't think, you think that you have all of this time. And every time you say, I'm putting this off, you're making God look bad. Wait, I make God look bad? Yeah, because we love to talk about all these different things that people are doing, homosexuality, pornography, all this stuff. But nobody ever goes back and looks to the actual thing that what he said, to depart from me, which was burying the gift, burying the talent, burying the thing. Like, here's the thing. The talent was given so you don't have to beg anybody for anything.
Talk about it, man.
You see what I'm saying? Like we come to God and we like, yo, God, can you help me be a millionaire? God's already put it in you. Whatever put it in you. God for, he's going to always say, I put it back into you, right? If I give you an orange seed, Randy, it's going to give you orange. That's what it's meant for, right? If I give you an apple seed, it's going to give you what? Apple tree. If I give you an avocado, it's going to give you avocados. So if God put into you a singer, that's what he's demanding from you. Anything outside of that, you're being disobedient. And here's the thing. I call it, my boy Charles called it, the gift that keeps on giving. Once you have mastered the thing that he has given you, now that opens doors for you to get into real estate, vending machines, Toro, whatever it is, because you haven't even mastered the first thing.
How do I realize what's in me, though, Will?
Yeah.
How do I tap into that?
Yep. So again, Steve Harvey says it best, right? It's what comes easy to you and what's hard for others.
Hold on, say that again. Say that again. Say that.
Yep.
Hold on, say that again.
It's what comes easy to you and hard for others. A lot of you do things so well in a certain area. Somebody comes to you and be like, man, this pie is good. Girl, you need to start a restaurant. Nah, it's just a hobby. No. This ain't no hobby. This is good. Or somebody comes to you and be like, man, like you got the gift of gab, man. Like you good with your words. Like every time you talk, I feel like my life move. It's the thing that you say, that's gonna set you up for what you want. I'm gonna say it one more time, Randy.
Say it, Will.
The thing that you say, yeah, I know, is the very thing that's setting you up for the thing that God wants you to know. You see what I'm saying? And so you keep neglecting because it comes easy to you. It's supposed to come easy to you because you're naturally wired. You never see a fish trying to fly or a bird trying to swim. It's just built naturally into them to do what they do. It's effortlessly.
They're already wired.
It's already wired to do it. And so if it's already effortlessly, then guess what? That's what you need to be maximizing and amplifying and putting yourself in a greater position to understand that this is my gift. And this gift right here is not even for me, but it's for those who are attached to me. Those are those who are coming behind me. This thing right here is going to break generational curses. This thing right here is going to change my family. This thing right here is going to move the needle in my life. This thing right here, I don't have to worry about anything. All you got to do, it's the crazy thing. God hired you to do one job. Do your job. Do your job. That's all God's requiring you to do. And if you do the job, you will reap the benefits of the rewards, right? Like for real, like when you go into a job, right, you only get paid based on what you do. But
Exactly.
what we do is we don't do nothing. We still want God to pay us. That don't make no sense. You're not doing no work. You're not doing the necessary steps to put you in position. You was faithful to fill the job application out. You was faithful to give God the decree and say, yes, I'm willing to serve in X, Y, and Z. But when he presents you the opportunity, you don't do it. You make God look bad because God said, I never called you to be lazy. I never called you to bury the gift. I never called you to even wait for tomorrow. The Bible even says it. It says, literally, it says, don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will take care of itself.
That's what it said.
You see what I'm saying? Like you're like a vapor. You like a fog of smoke. You here today, you like the grass, here today, gone tomorrow. Vapor smoke, here today, gone tomorrow. Your life, the fact that you're listening to this right now and the fact that you are breathing right now is letting you know that there is more work to be done. And if you continue to allow things or people, right, in recovery, they call it people, places, and things. If you change those three things right there, your life will change. If you change the people, the places, and the things that you hang around with, your life will change. Your life will start to amplify. Your life will start to be more impactful. But the reason why you're not where you want to be is because you're not following the very thing that God told you to do from the very beginning. Yeah.
Will.
Yeah. I'm hot, bro. I'm here. Let's go.
Will, that's too much, man. That's too much. That's too much, man. I'm on Facebook Live and they going crazy. They're going crazy. You're blessing somebody, man. You're blessing somebody.
Yeah.
You're blessing somebody. So I have this gift. I've been called to speak, use my voice, utilize my words to bring people into the kingdom, to change the lives of people.
Sir.
So I have this gift. How do I start it as a business? How do it become a business?
Got you.
Where do I start? Do I get an LLC? Do I go get a coach? I mean, where do I start?
Yeah. So the first thing that you need to do, I'm gonna walk you through this whole process. We got time.
Give us the framework. Give us the game.
Cool. Here we go. All right. So if you guys are listening to this right now at this moment, this thing is about to change your life. We're about to give you the smoke, right? Check this, right? So the first thing that you need to do is you need to identify who you want to talk to. That's first and foremost, right? The second thing that you got to do after you identify who you need to talk to, you need to build social proof. A lot of speakers, what I realize, and again, like if I go on Google, right, on my phone, and I look for a restaurant, I'm not just going to eat there because it says 3.8 or 4 stars, right? I'm going to look at the reviews. A lot of speakers, when you start, you got a great story, you got great talent, but you ain't got no reviews. You ain't got nobody backing up why you're good at what you do. See, I always say, amateurs say how good they are. Experts say other people tell you how good you are. You see what I'm saying? So you can say you're good all you want. A lot of you are the best kept secret, and a lot of you not getting on stages because you are not having the social proof. And so number one, identify who you want to talk to. Do you want to speak to Title I students? Do you want to speak to educators? Do you want to speak to single parents? Do you want to speak to domestic violence? Whatever that is, identify that. Then you want to build social proof. How do you build social proof? Well, how do I get proof? I ain't got no proof. Well, do this. Go on peerspace.com. Go to liquidspace.com, rent you out a room, bring literally 5 to 10 people, hit your people up on your phone. Hey, I'm doing a pizza party. I'm talking about entrepreneurship, right? Invite them over, right? Get you a videographer. You don't have a videographer, get you a phone, get you a ring light, and get you a tripod, set that joint up, right? Also, for your audio, go to Amazon, get you an H1 Zoom recorder, so that way you can be able to have crispy audio, okay? And get you a lapel mic as well, right? So you're doing all these things, right? You have 10 people in the room. You're going to shoot the content. And while you're shooting the content, after you're done doing that, you're going to go get testimonials from everybody that was in the room. Now, if I was you, and because sometimes you only have one part of the room, I would literally have 5 testimonials inside the room, 5 testimonials outside the room, and maybe 2 testimonials outside in the parking lot. So it looks different. So it's not the same thing, right? Now you have people saying, yo, your message was impactful. Your message was inspiring. Your message was very informative, right? Whatever that may be. Once you have that, I want you to download an app called InShot and CapCut. Utilize those apps for sure, so that way you can chop your content up and start posting it. Okay. After you have social proof, right? Now, if you want to, you can rinse and repeat and do the same thing. Now, depending on, because I work in the education space, so that's what I love to do. That's what I train everybody to do, right?
Gotcha.
So what you can do is literally reach out to your old high school, your old middle school, your old college, and say, hey, I would love to come and do a free presentation, free of charge. All I need is somebody to record it for me. You're like, okay, cool, no problem, definitely. You know what I'm saying? You have, and the reason why you go back to your old school is because you was there. And it's like your way of giving back, right?
Gotcha.
So when you get to the school, pretty much, you use the auditorium to do quick B-roll when nobody's in there, and then you record the whole presentation. Now, if you can get a videographer, it would be better. If you can't, use your iPhone, ring light, all that again, right? So literally, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to get a video testimony from the decision maker who brought you in. You're going to get testimonies from the students who brought you in. So remember, we used Peerspace. We did a pizza party, but we're really using it for content, right? Then we went to our old school, our old high school, our old middle school, and our old college. Now we have 4 different pieces of content that we can leverage and use. Y'all seeing this right now? Now we're building this thing called social proof. Why? Because masters have proof. Remember what I said in the beginning, right? Nobody goes to eat at a restaurant without it having great reviews and great photos. So when somebody comes to you and they say, well, have you spoken? Yes, I have. Here's my content, right? And you just chop that content and you start dispersing it. It's like seeds. The more content you put up, it's like seeds. You're just planting these seeds. And before you know it, people are like, yo, I want you to be on my podcast. Yo, I want you to come speak here. Yo, I want you to come do this. Why? Because you have the proof.
You have the proof.
One thing that I've learned is that masters have proof in what they do. Now, you want to get paid. Now you got the proof to get paid. Now, typically I tell people you want to start from anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500 when you first started. Why? Because it's going to help you to build confidence quicker. Because a lot of you, when you first start, you're going to be like, yeah, it's going to be hard for me to say 10,000. It's going to be hard for me to say 5,000. So what I tell a lot of speakers is that you go 1,500. Once you've made 1,500 4 times, go up another 500. Once you've got 2,000 3 times, go up another 500. And you just start going up and going up and going up. And you start building more and more confidence because now you say to yourself, okay, it's nothing for me to charge this now because I know the work that's entailed with it. I know required from it. And that puts you in position to win, right? Now, what I want you to also do, because I want you to remember, visibility is currency.
All right.
The more visibility I have, it puts me in position to win. So what I want you to do is I want you to take all of these speeches that you've done, take the audio and create your YouTube channel. Why would I create me a YouTube channel? No, listen to what I'm telling you. I want you to create a YouTube channel. I want you to get a flash drive. These 2 things, right? The flash drive is you're going to take every speech that you had and just put it on that flash drive. You can use that as a product to sell it over and over and over again to schools and different places, right? It's just an extra piece of value that you're adding on top of your package, right? The next thing, the reason why the YouTube channel is important, because if you spoke for 30 minutes, now you can break that down to 5-minute increments, get some B-roll, go to Fiverr, put some B-roll on that joint, right? And then have these things called motivational videos that go out.
So for those of you that don't know what Fiverr is, could you share with the power of Fiverr, the website?
Yep. So Fiverr is a freelancing company to pretty much where you can get people to do things dirt cheap. Dirt cheap, right? They overseas, they trying to make a living, right? They have no problem doing it. So literally, it's going to be less costly than what you would pay somebody out here in the States to do it, right?
Right.
And so with that, right, I want you to imagine now you have a flash drive with all your video, with all your actual audio that you can sell. Then you have your YouTube channel, no content wasted, y'all. Just like they say in the Army, no man left behind, no content wasted. You want to find ways to multiply your income as much as possible. So now guess what? You take one video, you chop that joint up. Now you have B-roll and your voice behind it. And now you're getting paid off of that while you're on stage speaking as well. So imagine you're collecting a check on stage and you're collecting a check off stage because you're getting views. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you can take the same thing and then do video form with actually you speaking. So now you took 2 things and separated them, and now you're making income. Okay. Now, here's the thing. A lot of you are probably like, okay, well, how do I sell? Like, what does that look like? What do I need to do? Okay. So whenever you go to Wendy's, Burger King, McDonald's, Starbucks, they always have this thing, even the movie theater, they have this thing called the decoy effect, right? It's called pricing, right? So when you look at the decoy effect method, the objective is for you to end up paying for the middle package.
Okay.
That's what they want you to do, right? Because the small, and psychologically in your head, the small is like, that's not enough. And the large is like, that's too much.
Right.
But that middle, you like, Give me that middle. I do the medium. You see what I'm saying? Even with the drinks, I'll do a medium, right?
Right.
And so what happens, y'all, psychologically, when you have your package, you may say, well, what can my package be? Okay, well, your first package and your speaking, packages, literally simple keynote presentation. That's it. No travel included, none of that. Your second package, you do one session. You can add another session. You can add books. You can add PDF documents. You can add all these different things that's going to put you in position to really go win, right? And you just want to overload that medium package.
Got you.
And then your last package is everything in the middle package, but just add on maybe 4 other things, right? So that middle package, that's the package that you want them to pick, right? Because they're like, okay, well, this is $1,500, but this middle package is $3,000. We pay them $1,500 more. We get this. It's a win-win situation for all of us, right? So that's how I would say that you have to position yourself. And then when you get on a call, right, with a decision maker, you always want to make sure you've done your homework first. Never get on a call. You feel what I'm saying, right? Like you never just get on a call and be like, hey, how you doing, X, Y, Z? No. You need to be the expert. You need to be able to do the homework. You need to know what their core values are. What's their mission statement, right? What does this look like? How are you putting yourself in position to be able to understand their pain points? The quicker you're able to identify their pain points, the quicker you are to get paid. Because you are the expert. You see what I'm saying? So those are simple things right there that you can do to maximize your speaking business and growth.
And then the LLC will eventually come.
Oh, I would say I tell people all the time, forget the LLC. Like when you get your first gig, get the LLC.
Get the first after your first gig. Get the
LLC.
Where can you get an LLC?
Man, you can get them through a lot of places, man. I mean, shoot, I forgot the name of it. I forgot the name of it, bro. But I do know that there's a lot of different places. Like if you just go on Google and type in LLC formation,
right.
Right.
Inkfile is one of them I know of. Yeah.
File, yes.
Yeah. You can. There's plenty of sites where they can give you opportunities to get your LLC.
Big facts.
That's good, man. That's good. Listen, man. It's been great, man. It's been great. We're gonna have to do a part 2.
Hey, let's go.
We're gonna have to do a part 2, man. This has been fire. Fire. Listen, this podcast is I believe it's gonna bless a lot of people. The reason I called it Legacy Inspired Podcast, I believe the Lord dropped that into my spirit because I'm all about creating legacy, not just for myself, but for my family. And not just for my family, but for those that I come in contact with. Because your legacy has to precede you.
That's right.
It must precede you. If it doesn't precede you, then it's not legacy.
Yeah.
And so I want you to put a bow on this thing, man, and talk about legacy. Where do you see yourself in terms of legacy? Why are you building this empire?
Yeah, man, I'm building this empire, bro. And the legacy, that's my word, man. I'm big on legacy. My biggest saying is don't live this life just to exist, but live it to be remembered, right? If you leave a legacy or be forgotten, period, right? And so for me, I want to give my kids what I never had. I want my grandbabies to be set for life. You see what I'm saying? Like I want my team's family to be set for life. You see what I'm saying? I want when I'm no longer here, I want my name to ring bells. I want it to ring bells like Dr. King's freedom speech. I want it to ring bells like Harriet Tubman leading people on the Underground Railroad. I want it to ring bells like Mother Teresa taking her last paycheck and feeding orphans. You see what I'm saying? Like I want my name to ring bell like Michael Jackson, right? I want my names to ring bell like Jesus Christ. You see what I'm saying? Like when y'all focus on your first name. No. When you play sports, they don't have your first name.
Last name.
It's always your last name, right? And so the reason why a lot of us give up because we're doing it for our first name. But when you realize that your last name is the most important thing that you'll ever leave, Jesus Christ, the anointed one. You feel me? Like these are the things that you understand. Like your last name Like when my kids walk into a mechanic shop, they'd be like, "Yo, who's your dad? Oh, William Winfield. Oh, we got you. Go to a hotel. You know what I'm saying? Who's your William Winfield? Oh, we got." Like I want my last name to pay for everything for everybody that's coming behind me. And so, I definitely, am just so big on that, man. And I just, for sure, I want to give back to my community. I would say definitely like the next 2 years, man, I'm going to have my own drug rehab facility, my own homeless shelter, training, recovering drug addicts and homeless people how to get reacclimated back into society, give them college credits, give them school credits, degrees, whatever they need to be able to get their life back on track. So, yeah, man.
That's good, man. That's good. And I pray nothing but Godspeed and much unlimited remarkable success on your life and on everything that you touch.
Praise God.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you have a gift that I believe everyone needs to hear. And to all the listeners out there, thank you for joining in and tapping in with us and hanging with us. Listen, this episode is fire, man. I'm just so excited about this. And so stay tuned for more episodes to come. Grace and peace.